All right. We're back. A little quick emergency domed in session here. The boys are just coming together quickly to discuss that Calvin Russell has officially signed. This is definitely big news. He's a five-star recruit, four-star in some places, five-star in others. I think he's a five-star recruit. He's number 52 nationally. He's the number seven wide receiver and number six player in Florida. So obviously, this is a heavy Florida class, but that's not surprising. Most years are. But just the incredible signing. He's definitely the highest ranked football signing we've had in forever, I think. And so this is just pretty awesome.
Totally. I think we're going back to like Johnny Morant times. I think was like the last time we might have had a recruit this big. He actually might have been. There might have been somebody else. It might have been Cecil Howard. Crazy 25 years ago. This is a huge gap, right? Like this is Fran Brown working some crazy magic. I don't really know what he pulled with this kid. Like this is a coup to bring in Russell here as a recruit out of Miami. Like Miami Northwestern. Obviously, Fran's built a great relationship with that high school. This is now at least our third, right? Maybe more than that. I'm not quite certain. I know three for sure, but this is a huge get, man. Hughes doesn't get this level of talent coming in the door on the football side very often. And so obviously this is what you wanted when you brought in Fran Brown. It's starting to come to fruition. This is our best class in a long time.
And big credit to Miles White. So Miles White was, he was the guy who got him. He was the primary guy on him. That's big for us. He is the wide receivers coach, so that obviously that's why he would be the primary. But just an excellent job by him to be the primary on this and get this done too. So credit to the whole staff, because I think a lot of times in football we give a lot of credit to the head coach and a lot of blame to the head coach, and that's kind of the way it goes. But there is a big staff and a big team behind him. Just a cool thing quickly on the football side, kind of in the season, what people were projecting, kind of where he would go at the beginning of the season and stuff, was really Michigan was like the highest percentage chance that he would go there. And then obviously Miami, Florida, and Oregon were the other teams that were in on him. So, I mean, just even Syracuse being in on it was like, that's pretty awesome.
Pretty good company, I'd say. It's pretty good company to keep. And I think honestly, what's exciting about him too is it's somebody that fans are going to be able to gravitate to on the field, right? It's a playmaking position, right? He's a 6'5" playmaking wide receiver, right? This is like the fun sort of 5-star player to get, right? Not that linemen aren't great, but it's harder to obviously like observe them as a fan. Calvin Russell will be making plays early and often in his Syracuse career, right? Like,
yeah, he's a kid we expect to contribute right away. Let's get that out of the way, right? And bringing back Angeli, I think could be really big for him, right? Because you're bringing back a quarterback who has shown the willingness to throw the ball down the field, but also knows how to move the ball quickly. Angeli looked like he could do quite a few things, and just another weapon for him. And we are just going to be loaded at receiver next year, so. We'll see what happens, but with Daryl Gill leading the way, and some of the if Jonte Cook hopefully comes back, but some of the other guys we have on this team, and some of the the freshmen that we saw pop this year, and the younger guys we saw pop this year, not necessarily freshmen, but Russell and Hornsby and just like a lot of different guys that stepped up. Even Williams got in there, had a couple of games, so it's like a lot of guys stepped up in that room this year, and so it's gonna be an electric room again next year. Yeah,
it's a really talented room, honestly. Like there's several guys in there who I think have talent to play in the league. Seriously, so I'm excited for Russell. Like he's a receiver archetype that I think is really fun, right? Just that big physical, he's got awesome hands. Like he's going to go up, he's going to moss guys. He's just going to make plays, high point the ball, right? Like he honestly kind of reminds me a little bit of former Syracuse receiver, rest in peace, Mike Williams, a little bit. Like he's another big, just playmaking receiver. I'm excited. And I think we've talked about it as well. A little bit of hoops intrigue with Russell.
I mean, I hope he plays basketball. I think honestly one of the coolest things about him coming to Syracuse was that he wanted to do both. I have no idea how practical that is or what that would look like or how Fran and Red figure that out. But if we could figure that out, I would be so for that. That would be so cool to watch him play both sports.
Seriously, dude. And he is a pretty good basketball player. Like if you can find some tape on him, like it's not hard to envision how a big rangy wide receiver can help you on the basketball court, right? Like he's just an athlete. He's like a defensive wing, but our recruiting class is thin next year for hoops. Like he's really the only guy who may play hoops right now who's committed to the team. So interesting, right? Like to your point, I don't really know how you work that out in modern day, right? Like the
Practicality of it, I have no idea. Yeah, that kind
I
of
don't know how
stuff.
realistic truly it is, but it would be very cool.
It'd be cool, and I'm game to see it. I want to see it. So here we
There's
go
some
with
history. Like
here we go with
Houston's
Calvin
done it.
Russell.
Yeah,
Both ways.
Houston did it.
I mean,
like McNabb, Jim Brown, right? Like
that was a long time ago. The sports are very different now. But that's the intrigue of it, right? Is we haven't really seen many guys do this. I think the Clemson kid, what's his name? He went and became a tight end this year.
Yeah.
Shefflin. So that we'll see how that works out for him. He's a kid who did a little bit of that, but he did it later in his career. So we'll see. I think obviously Russell is going to first focus going to be on the football field, but definitely want to keep that dream alive because I think it's really good for a university to have things like that. I think back to what Travis Hunter was doing last year. And it's one of the reasons I was so pro kind of Fran moving guys around on both positions is like that got Colorado a ton of notoriety in addition to a Heisman, but a ton of notoriety and a ton of publicity, which is always good for your program.
Totally agree. And we weren't the only school that was offering him to do that, right? Like Michigan was bought in to do that, and that was our biggest competition. Like he met with Dusty May to kind of try and close that deal on the Michigan side too. So look, it's intriguing, man. I'd love to see it happen, honestly, even if it's just for a few minutes. Like it would be fun, and the dome would go nuts in a hoops game if Calvin Russell came in the game.
Dude, a Kai into Calvin alley-oop would feed families, dude.
It goes silly.
Yeah, so I think that's it. That's just a quick emergency pod here from the boys. Just get something out about Calvin Russell. It seems like people wanted that. The group chat was yelling at us to get one out, so we had to try to get one out as quick as we could. But thanks everybody for watching. Go Orange. Reason to be excited. Fran's done it again.